Hello, everybody, and welcome back to an Enclave actual play starring me, Dippy, your humble conduit, and my lovely players, Guy and Walrus. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
And today we are going to be doing a little bit of an impromptu mission. We all had some free time on a Wednesday night and decided let's do something, shall we? Uh, just a brief introduction of yourselves and the character you will be playing today. Let's do Afro first.
Oh crap! I feel like I'm in school again. Oh no! Stand up and tell the class two things about yourself. I'd rather not.
Let's do a what's it called? Let's do an icebreaker, everyone.
Oh fuck,
Yeah.
God. Oh, should I? Actually, that's my one question. Should I worry about cursing in your thing?
No, don't worry about that at all.
Cool.
I'm
I
cool with
have.
adult stuff. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Well, I am going AfroWalrus. I'm playing a illusionist today, Majolica, and do you want me to go like a full character thing right now, like we would do in
We'll do
assembly
that in
normally,
assembly.
or?
We'll do that in assembly.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, just illusionist. She has a lot of gear. She probably should.
And Guy.
Well, I'm going to be playing a highwayman, very much off the cuff, which I uh, only just thrown together the past few minutes. I have no idea of background, no idea of a name as yet, but I'm sure we'll get somewhere with it.
That is
So let's see how it
perfectly
goes.
fine. All the best things are done off the cuff, obviously.
I don't know where I am. I don't know who I am. All I know is I must kill.
Well, killing might be a little dissuaded for this mission, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, um, I have been given the characters Majolica and 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 my focus words today are I'm all in and up on his downers. With those focus words and those characters given to me, I have built the following mission statement for you guys. You are being ported onto a busy casino floor in order to stop a counter heist? Question mark. The details of your exact whereabouts were not revealed to the Enclave by your employer, and this is the definition of a seat of your pants call. You will have almost no time to acquaint yourself with anyone because somebody is winning a little too big for the heister's liking. The group hiring you is only calling themselves Team Alpha and calling themselves Master Heisters of a high order of people doing some Robin Hood type debauchery. What they want you to do is simple: prevent the big spender from winning any more money, possibly even causing him to lose some money, and remove him from this casino without raising any more suspicion on any heisters. The big spender in question is only known by the name he has been shouting at the top of his lungs since he started his winning streak: Big Dave! The Enclave would prefer you not kill Big Dave, or any other innocent civilians for that matter, but other means of light miscreants would help attract the right amount of attention to you. The heisters will help in whatever tiny ways they can, and can be identified by the tiny red dot on their lapels. Killing the heisters or preventing their heist from succeeding is not distinctly frowned upon by the Enclave in this case, but would probably not bode well for your mission's success. Any questions, comments about briefing or mission construction?
Well, we can't kill him or the other people. Well, we can, but not the best idea.
Killing the
Um,
heisters would probably result in a mission failure.
yeah.
Killing anyone, actually, would probably result in a
Mission
mission
failure.
failure.
Okay.
Uh,
Not that Majolica is
that's
strapped
not to
out for
say
killing.
that's not to say harm cannot come to a person, but if they were to die, it would probably cause a little too much attention.
Okay. No, I'm good otherwise. Just want to make sure the fail condition.
Your outright success condition is removing Big Dave from the casino and preventing him from winning any more money, possibly even causing him to lose money, to get more money back into the house, of which the heisters are trying to heist.
Do we know what games Big Dave has been playing?
Big Dave has been at the craps table for the past 15 minutes and has apparently been winning big time.
Okay. This is something very much in Majolica's wheelhouse, so.
All right. Any other questions, comments about construction or otherwise?
Classic questions. You've answered acceptable collateral damage, which is none. Tech level and magic level.
Contemporary. Like pre 21st century contemporary, like, kind of like cell phones are a thing, but they're not common. And it's all kind of just like that, just a general casino aesthetic and vibe. Magic is not unheard of, but it is definitely scrutinable. Not inscrutable. Scrutable, I guess, would be the word.
Not a word you hear very often.
Inscrutable would be incapable of being discerned from something else. Magic is definitely rare enough that magic being used is like the common person might be able to spot magic when they see it, but if they don't see it, who's to say?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else before briefing?
Not specifically about the mission. What kind of games is Craps again?
Craps is... Craps is...
Never been in a casino.
All right. Craps is two dice. You place bets on what number the dice will roll. I think you can bet on specific numbers. You can bet on like higher or lower than the average. And if you change of plans, he's playing at a roulette table.
Oh, you bastard.
He's playing at a roulette table. Because everyone understands the rules of roulette. You bet on numbers, colors, higher, lower. 00 is green, and 00 is obviously the jackpot of a roulette table. And he has just kind of been building compound interest on the roulette table, like moving the money around to exactly where it needs to be at exactly the right time. This has garnered some suspicion from the heisters. If you can figure out how he's winning this much money and provide that information to the heisters, you might have an alternative win condition under your belt, but that is not set in stone.
If he's winning I hope he's not playing too big, because otherwise, if you just use one thing of money for a number of rolls spins you're suggesting, he's already broken the house and owns the casino.
He has already the latest number that one of the heisters heard before they decided, all right, we need to call the Enclave, was $400,000.
This is big money.
It's big money. Bordering on jackpot range, but he hasn't hit the jackpot yet.
Okay.
No, I just recently been told a bit more about roulette tables, and I knew So the question is: American? Is it European? Is it original French? Because having the 00 is one in itself puts the odds in favour of the house, because the 00, I believe, in America is one you're not allowed to bet on.
Honestly, no idea. Never been to a casino.
No, I have just picked up a few things. Not least having played another game elsewhere that was set in a casino, and someone putting up videos to help us learn a bit.
This is an American roulette wheel because it has a single 0 and a double 0. Both are green.
Okay.
Yes, I've been told that the 00 in some houses you're not allowed to bet on that. So if it comes up,
the double 0 is allowed to be bet on, but the double 0 pocket does increase the house's edge to 5.26%, reducing player odds.
Yeah.
So yes, this is an American roulette wheel with two green spaces, a 0 and a double 0. Not that this is important for the progression of your mission, just details. Any final questions or thoughts before assembly?
Someone who's planning to rob the casino that wants us to stop this man so there's more money in the casino when they rob it?
Yes.
Precisely.
I believe.
Sort of money the casino should have 400,000 chicken feed.
Yeah, but he keeps going up.
Yeah, they believe that with this, if he's a double or nothing kind of guy, which so far it seems like he has been, 400,000 is going to turn into 800,000 before they even know it, and 800,000 is going to turn into 1.6, and 1.6 will turn into 3.2, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
That's the trick of it all, is that you are going to stop him before he wins indescribable amounts of money and prevents the heist from going off with, like, instead of tens of millions, only single millions. If this guy wins single millions or whatever, it's gonna
Affect their heist.
Affect that, yeah, exactly.
So it's just playing whether it's black or red, or whether it's odds or evens.
You will find out when you get there.
Yep.
Because if he's playing single numbers, that's 36 to 1 payout, not double.
Which is
Jesus,
even
worse.
Yeah,
even worse. Exactly.
Well,
someone knows a little bit more about roulette than I do. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you for the context.
The stakes have been raised.
The stakes have been raised even more, precisely. So, from this moment, I suppose we shall get straight into it, then. The Enclave headquarters, an expansive infinite building at the center of an expansive infinite universe filled with long, vaulted ceiling hallways in blacks and whites and grays, in Art Deco and all kinds of styles in between. And the only splashes of color are those of the agents that call it home, or call it their job. We zoom in on two such agents approaching their briefing room, a comfortable abode with a long conference-style table with enough chairs to seat as many agents as are required, and against one wall, an amenities table with all of the creature comforts that you could want or desire, before embarking on a mission. But in order to enter that briefing room, they must first enter through the door. And on that note, first things first, I will check vigor for both of you. For you, I will just check the whatever. Neither of you have any vigor, so I will arbitrarily select. That Majolica appears first to give our highwayman a little more time to maybe parse some details if they'd like. So, Majolica, for the benefit of our fellow player, your conduit, and your audience, a brief physical description of Majolica and their first actions and interactions upon entering into the briefing room.
Yes. If it helps, I do have a picture of her now.
Ooh, fun.
Yes, I shall send that in the chat.
Indeed.
There we go. So the Majolica is the best way to describe her is a cyberpunk witch. She has big witch hat, robes, well, more of a cape, less of a robe, and a bunch of random bits of wire from different parts of tech she's wearing going into her back. She is relatively short though, and will head over to the table or to like a vending machine, grab an energy drink, and just. It is uncolored, unfortunately. The picture is, by the way.
Hey, it still looks good. I have it in the corner for the viewers temporarily.
Yes. I will one day get it colored by the person who drew it, but.
Very nice. All right. What did you say you were grabbing from amenities?
Energy drink.
Energy drink. There you go. Favorite brand. A whole case right on the table, ready for you to consume.
This is her ritual. Every time she starts a mission, she starts it with an energy drink.
Perfect. And on that note, our other agent will appear. So, for the benefit of your fellow player, your conduit, and your audience, a brief physical description and possibly a name for your agent as he is walking through the door, and interactions with a teammate.
Well, okay, so he's wearing a face mask, so just the classic sort of covered the eyes and such thing that somehow seems to make people unrecognizable. And a tricorn hat, which gives a vaguely sort of naval air, even. Somehow it's not from old period. It's sort of, given the setting, going to be something of modern day Robert to fit in. Walks in, so. Hi, well, I'm just starting off my career as a robber, highwayman, whatever. And this is my first attempt. So I don't know how this is going to go.
Most people don't introduce themselves, but like that. But nice to meet you.
So I'm not famous enough to have a proper name yet. So let's see how this goes.
I'm not famous enough to have a proper name. Oh, God. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. Standing before you, Majolica. Interactions.
She's just a little bit confused. It's like, what do you mean you don't have a name yet? Like, you get a name, like that's kind of part of the package deal with being alive.
You want a proper name. If you're going to be a highwayman or a robber, you want a proper name. And you got to wait for the press to come up with something, haven't you? These days.
Okay, I think I get what you mean. I think I get what you mean. You have a name. You don't have a name for an alias. You don't have an alias. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, if that's what you're going for, I'm not gonna stop you from that. But I think we're technically doing the opposite of robbing someone today.
Yeah.
it's a little iffy.
An interesting career choice.
I've done weirder here, so get used to it.
Okay.
Suddenly, both of your attentions are drawn to the head of the conference table. As an attendant stands there, fingers tented and poised ahead of the table. All of my attendants look like a grayscale version of the Question from DC Comics. I would, look up and provide a picture, but You can look it up. He is wearing a long gray trench coat, a white shirt, a black tie, a gray fedora with a black band, and where he would have a face, there isn't one. There are no facial features. There are no distinguishing features of any kind. What only exists is a perfect fold of skin and the muscles underneath that would normally control the facial features that lie within. Instead, it is just a blank slate, as all attendants tend to give an aura of. And he stands at the head of the table. He relates the basic details of your mission before asking any final requests or questions before departing.
Is there any? Do we just need to stop him from winning more, or do we need to make him lose money?
Making Big Dave lose is not a requirement. The requirement is that you stop him from winning more. But if you can find a way to make him lose, all the better for your employer.
Gotcha. Well, that's it for me.
And on that note, I suppose I should say, luck be a lady. And steps aside from the head of the table, gesturing to the back wall, where a set of double doors slides open, revealing two gleaming telepads ready for your departure, as well as boxes, crates, and parts of all shapes and sizes. The Enclave is an infinite place, and an infinite place requires infinite storage, and even then, sometimes that infinite storage can run out or dry. There are plenty of things, mechanical bits and bobs and machinery festooning every crack of this room, designed to fix various machines around the Enclave and provide other bolstering materials in case of an emergency, but the two most prominent details in the room are obviously the two telepads, which are designed to bring you to where you need to go. Any final actions before teleporting onto the mission?
Majolica will just chug the rest of her drink and step onto her pad.
Perfect.
Well, I'm auditioning to be a thief, so can't help but look into one of the boxes. That's interesting. Antique pistol. Think I'll take it with me.
Grabbing his gear from the... That's perfect. I actually love that. That's even better. That's even better than I could have imagined. And as you step onto the telepad, quickly hiding the pistol in an overcoat of some sort, you feel a sensation unfamiliar to you, mysterious highwayman, but familiar to you, Majolica, as from the bottoms of your feet to the middles of your legs, you feel pins and needles turning to numbness until it hits your midsection and your stomach flips. When it hits your chest, you feel your lungs almost collapse. When it hits your throat, it closes. When it hits your mouth, it goes dry. When it hits your nose, it shrivels into sniffles. And when it hits your eyes, your vision explodes into a blinding array of light and color. And then suddenly, not a moment later, you are standing opposite of a roulette table. You are standing on one side of a roulette table in a lavish casino, across from the perfect visual indicator of a drunken fool winning money like there's no tomorrow. He is slovenly. He is a big fat man wearing like a coat that does not fit him, at least not anymore. You don't know if he got that fat since he got here. His tie is untied. His one of his shirt buttons has already popped off of the shirt and is gone somewhere, revealing a tiny patch of real estate right around his belly button. There are signs of drunkenness. There are signs of drug use, and there are signs of a lack of volume control, as this man has a tower of chips in front of him. And he goes, woo-wee! Put it all on that there, put it all on that there higher space for me, baby. Big Dave isn't losing tonight. Immediate actions from, I will go in reverse order of when we were introduced in assembly, which means our mysterious highwayman will go first. Immediate actions that you would like to perform. It doesn't seem that anyone has noticed your arrival.
I don't quite know what my skills are. Only just off.
Of course.
Only read.
You do have access to the sheet. You are.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, might as well just go for it. Hey, I don't know what the trouble will be in a casino, but he'd not been in one before. Pulls out his pistol and just points it across the table. Stand and deliver! Big Daddy!
Oh, this is a perfect start. As the pistol is drawn from your coat and pointed at the man across from you, the whole table shrivels back in shock. Stand and deliver. Compel someone to stop what they're doing and hand over the valuable. Let's see. Develops an unexplainable compulsion. Yeah. Okay. So the whole table shrivels in back in slight terror, slight but silent terror as you make this bold proclamation to stand and deliver. What are you demanding of Big Dave?
Whoa! Gesture the coins in front, the chips in front of him. Wave them over.
Dave,
Let me have a go.
Let me have a go is even better, and I will slightly alter what I was about to do. As it's Dave kind of takes a slug of another shot that was laid before him by one of the parlor girls. He looks to you, seemingly not quite aware of what you were doing until this moment. As he looks at the gun, looks at you, and hears what you have to say, and he's like, You want a piece of my winnings? My money? Shoot. Well, in that case, and he takes the whole pile and just shoves it into the middle before loudly proclaiming, I'm all in! And if I lose, that guy gets it! And points at you, directly at you. As he shoves the pile into the middle of the table, the table master at the head of the table looks at this bet and goes, what bet would you like to make, sir?
Put the gun at him. Spin it.
As he puts his hands up I will, but I need to know what the master is betting on, sir. And looks over to Big Dave again, and Big Dave goes, I don't know that one, and points at a random square on the roulette table. It just so happens to be, I need to look up a roulette wheel. Roulette wheel layout. You know, I was thinking of number 13. What color is number 13? Number 13 is...
I think odd numbers are black?
No, not all of them are.
Oh, okay.
Where... Well, yeah, 13 is black in this case. So, yeah. Points at the table and just I don't know that one, and points at 13 black. So the table master shoves a little marker, just a little bet marker onto 13 black. Majolica.
Okay.
This is a sudden thing that has happened, obviously. But do you have any immediate actions that would either contrast or complement what your mysterious highwayman companion is doing?
So I'm gonna be waiting until after I found the word apparently is Cotier for the person in charge of the wheel.
Thank you.
I think that's right.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Croupier.
Croupier, thank you.
Croupier.
I knew that.
So once he puts the bet thing there, it's safe to assume all eyes are on our mysterious highwayman, right?
Pretty safe to assume, yes, indeed.
Okay. Then I'm going to do two things. I'm going to veneer myself to look exactly like the croupier. I'm going to walk up behind him, pull out, and I'm going to just put my hand on his shoulder and use my shock glove.
Oh,
and I'm just going to take his place.
Okay, give me a second here. Let's see. Veneer. It's a mid-cost, mid-duration, low cooldown. Okay.
I also...
the
I have...
change is instant. So, okay. So you were enacting a change to look exactly like the croupier. Okay.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Majolica is female?
Yes.
You are now male through this veneer.
Yep.
And you are wearing a... so I'll just describe what you now look like. You are a male, mid-40s, male pattern baldness, slight handlebar mustache, and wearing a black vest, a white shirt, and red pants. And you are now appearing to wear a set of glasses.
Okay.
A shock glove.
It's just a taser. It's just like like the taser.
You have 2 reflex, and you have 5 luck. Oh my god! Why do you have? Okay, not why. All right, yeah. Fuck it. You are standing behind. You have moved surreptitiously through the crowd behind the croupier as this stand and deliver has happened. As our mysterious highwayman pointed at the croupier, and it was like the croupier was the one who said, "I still have to know what the man bets." And when the attention was brought back to Big Dave, you time it perfectly. You just put your glove boonk, like right into his back, like on his spine, cover his mouth with your other hand, and you just like, and he falls limp in your hands. You drag him just beyond the crowd, and you step in, taking his place.
Perfect.
No one has noticed a thing.
Could you do his voice again for me?
I do still have to know what the man bets,
Perfect. Because Majolica has a ability perk on Veneer called Audio Synthesizer.
Oh, fuck.
Veneer can produce sounds appropriate to the illusion. If attempting to change their voice to the illusion, the user must have heard the original voice.
That's... What's your sensory? Hold
on. Plus 2 or 3?
Plus two would be more than enough to, in the moment that you're trying to enact all of this, you know, you're in the middle of casting the veneer as you're moving through the crowd, you're preparing your shock glove. The 2 sensory would have been enough for you to perk up and go, that's what he sounds like. Perfect. As you and you take his place. And yes, perfect. Absolutely, if you would like to sound like the croupier, you now absolutely do. So, back to Mysterious Highwayman. You are still brandishing your antique pistol, which, as a matter of fact, induces compliance in anyone threatened with it. So, obviously, this compliance brought on not only by Stand and Deliver, but at Big Dave himself, has resulted in an all-in bet on 13 black. That if he loses, the money will go to you. Not the house. If he loses, it will go to you. And the croupier was subtly Stand and Delivered as well to agree with Big Dave's sentiment before the croupier was obviously replaced just now, but we're going to get to that in a second. Mysterious Highwayman, anything you would like to add on to this stand and deliver, or just your general actions?
Just nothing particularly much. Just staring Big Dave in the eye.
Big Dave looks at you directly, and he looks you up and down a little bit, and he goes, "Haven't I seen your face somewhere before, mister?"
If you have,
his drunkenness.
tell me.
Tell me. With your blessing.
Yeah.
Big Dave will look at you and he'll go, "Weren't you that guy who was in the newspaper a couple of weeks ago for knocking over that hard liquor store? I couldn't go there for a week because of you. Oh man, it's nice to finally put a face to the name. You know, they're calling you Whiskey Bravo. You know that, right?"
Is that with or without an E?
Whiskey Bravo is without an E in this case.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect. As he goes, "You know, it's funny. I didn't think that I'd be meeting. I didn't think that I would be becoming rich and famous all in the same day." As he's laughing heartily. Of course, all of this action is waiting on the croupier to actually spin, but the croupier is not the croupier anymore. The croupier is Majolica. Majolica, what would you like to do next?
If you are all ready.
As the
I'll
table, the table is still, shocked at the appearance of the gun, but as they're looking more and more at it, they're realizing that looks like an antique. Does that even work? They're still compliant. They don't want anything bad to happen, but the more they look at it, the more they realize that thing might not actually be that dangerous. and they hear Majolica Croupier speak up and say, "If we're all ready," and all of the attention from the table turns to the wheel itself.
And I will spin.
The hum of the spinning of the wheel is enough to drown out all the rest of the noise around the table. If it were not for the wheel spinning, you could hear a pin drop. You take the little white ball and you give it a little flourish, a little spin in the wheel. The wheel has been set in motion, and so has the ball. If anything, what are you doing to either the wheel or the ball?
So as I put the ball in, I'm going to phantasm it.
Phantasm of the ball.
Yes, I'm going. So right now, I'm not going to change anything on it. I'm just going to put a ball on the ball. But I can manipulate it as I want to. Correct?
Even better, you have 2 reflex. You can just phantasm a phantasmal ball.
I could just phantasm a fake ball.
You can just pocket the real ball. If you'd like.
Yeah, that's
okay. So
that's a better. Yeah.
You phantasm a fake ball spinning around in the wheel. All right, it's spinning, and it's going. What's the end goal of this ball?
The end goal is just to not land on Black 13.
To not land on Black 13.
Because he bet on Black 13,
he
right?
Bet on Black 13. If he lands on Black 13, he essentially, as our highwayman so delicately put it, either before the recording started or in assembly, the odds of landing on a singular number are 38 to 1. So he's going to multiply $400,000. He's going to turn. If it lands in if it lands on Black 13, he's going to turn $400,000 into $15.2 million. And if it doesn't, he loses it all, and it ends up in the hands of Whiskey Bravo here.
Oh.
So the goal is not to land in Black 13. That's easy enough for a phantasm.
I mean,
but
what's the one where? Yeah. So what's the one where the 00?
The 00 is the 00. I believe is a
Or is it the single 0 where it goes to the house?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Odds and payout. Oh gosh, this is just telling me to gamble with a roulette wheel. No.
Let's go gambling!
Let's go gambling!
Oh, dang it. Yeah.
It doesn't specifically say that anything ends up going to the house. Hold on, let's see. Hold on. House edge?
Well,
House average.
Basically, is any loss goes to the house, but
well, any loss would go to the house, obviously, yeah.
Okay.
But the nature of stand and deliver has made it so that any loss that he incurs will go to Whiskey Bravo.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, then just put it on the 00 then, on the big one.
Just put it on the big one. There you go. All right, so as your phantasm spins, you feel a strange disturbance at the table. With your witch hat, you are actually hidden under your phantasm. With your witch hat, you feel a pulse like hit you. And because of the nature of this, Whiskey Bravo, you would not feel or be aware of this. But, Majolica, you feel a pulse pass over you. And you watch everyone else around the table slow to a crawl. Like an actual crawl. As if time were moving in minutes per second rather than seconds per second. Or not minutes per second, seconds per minute.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
And Dave looks right at you.
Big Dave?
Big Dave looks right at you, unaltered by whatever change has occurred. For the period of this, any action that you take, Whiskey Bravo, will take quadruple the amount of time to perform. If you want to perform one in the amount of regular time that it would incur. But back to Majolica. Big Dave looks right at you. Big Dave looks right at you, and he like... You're a little different.
So I'm unaffected by the slow time, right?
You are unaffected by slow time. You are interacting with Big Dave in the same time scale as he is. Which immediately puts him on. It immediately
tips him off that I'm not.
Tips him off that you are not the croupier that has been at this table this whole time.
Lovely.
He looks at you again, staring through drollish eyes, glazed over by a fuck ton of opiates and alcohol, combining together into a slurry in his blood. He looks at you and he goes, "So how's this gonna play out then?"
I've already been. I can't pantomime being slow now.
Oh man! Unless you'd really like to try, you have
If I
five
had,
luck. If
I
you
do.
there was the split second moment that the pulse passed over you, and because of your hat, you were unaffected by it. You have two sensory and okay. If you want to try to act like you have been affected by this, I will let you. But it's going to be very difficult. With only two
Nah.
reflex and baseline skill, with only
Vitality.
two reflex and baseline vigor, baseline skill, baseline vitality. 5 luck can carry you a little bit of the way, but you would burn through a lot of your luck trying to do this otherwise. Like trying to ride that luck all the way through whatever you want to try to do here.
Yeah.
Would burn a lot of it.
Okay. So no, I got a different plan. You said this is
idea though. That was something I hadn't even thought about up until you said it. Like, oh. So anyway,
but I need to put a little bit of skill into Majolica, but it's for later. You said this is like 2010s era tech and so on?
Like 90s, like late 90s era.
90s, yeah. Late 90s. Okay. I'm trying to think of something. He's drugged out of his mind too, so I'm going to drop the voice synthesizer. Well, I'm going to change it to something that sounds like a terrifying, angry computer.
No, I can understand. Yeah. Ooh. Oh. Okay.
So very glitchy and like
Yes.
the Tron voice, the big Tron computers.
Ooh. Okay.
And the face of the. Can I change veneer? I don't know if I can change veneer.
In the middle of it, hold on.
It doesn't.
Let me double check.
That's viewpoint. Change the appearance of an object. Okay, well, let me look at the actual book here.
Wholly depends on the size, the target, complexity of the illusion. Listed average approximates a full human makeover. So yeah, it's about a mid cost for the full makeover. Cooldown begins on use rather than on completion. Okay.
It does say multiple instances can be used at once.
The low cooldown hasn't passed. However,
right.
In my professional opinion, what you can do, you can wipe away the veneer to reveal your face. But you can't change the veneer to something else without tanking extra essence to fast cast with an energy work with some other kind of thing like that. I like what you're kind of building towards.
Yeah. And Phantasm's on not even less close to being off cooldown. Okay, yeah, I'll just put my face back on. Still with the voice, and her face is
wipe away the face a little and reveal yours.
Yeah. So I think he asked how this is going to go down.
Yeah, he said, so how's this going to go down then? Or no, not how is this going to play out then?
The best option for you, Big Dave, is to walk away right now.
That seems like a damn shame, doesn't it? And you can tell that even in this heightened arcane state, that you can tell he's used a couple of times now, he's still highly intoxicated. But it seems in this state, his brain is ignoring the downers that he is on for a brief period.
Okay. So he said, you talked about his big pile of chips, right? I'm just gonna look over where I saw him push the pile. What money? I'm gonna viewpoint the chips out of his sight.
Oh my god! Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Holy crap. What money? Viewpoint, and you are
Viewpoint.
blanking his pile of chips from his viewpoint.
Yep.
Oh my god. Okay. Ability 1, ability 2, ability 3. Bang, bang, bang. Let's go. All right. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. This is yeah. Okay. Dave looks at the table. Looks from you to the table. And his eyes go wide. And you hear him like, and at that breath, the time slow collapses back in on him. So, to catch up, Whiskey Bravo, you feel a pulse. And then a moment later, you see Big Dave looking at the center of the table and sweating. Just like pouring down his head and face. And you're not entirely sure why. Maybe he's nervous. Maybe he feels like he's going to lose. Majolica. The wheel is slowing down. Your phantasm is reaching, still spinning as if it were going full speed. To keep track of it, you are entering a point where the ball will fall somewhere, like pretty immediately. Where would you like it to go?
I mean, 00 is the best one for like, jackpot, but I don't know if anyone bet on it this round. I think there's only the one bet.
You want it to land on 00.
As long as that still doesn't have any unforeseen consequences that I don't know of from not playing roulette.
At the table?
Yeah. Oh, does he change his bet?
Unbeknownst to you, a couple of other little piles of chips, tiny ones, like 1, 2, 3 chips, have been placed on other squares on the board. Prominently, there is a pile of about 10 chips sitting on the 00. And you don't know who put it there. There's also a pile.
I mean,
there's also a pile on red 2. There's a pile on red 35. Like, again, tiny, insignificant piles. But the most prominent one is there is a stack of about 10 on 00.
Is the regular 0?
The regular 0 is blank.
I'll put it there then.
Okay, on the regular 0.
Yeah.
All right.
Didn't think he would. I didn't see other people do their bets, but they were, because I figured they were scared of Gunman. But it could also be Big Dave being super fast.
You are unsure. As the wheel and the ball you look down. Your phantasmed ball has landed green 00. And as a good croupier, you must call out as such. You would know with your 1 intelligence baseline read from previous experience, I'll say.
Okay. Yeah. Majolica has probably been in a casino. I haven't. This is not her first heist, or anti-heist.
Anti-heist. So yes.
Am I still the croupier just with my head?
Yeah. In the brief moment before the people look to your face to to see your reaction to the wheel landing.
Yeah, I'll call
You have a moment.
green 0. And I will, as I call out, I'm just gonna like duck below the table.
You call it out and then pew, duck below the table.
I'm gonna drop the veneer and like roll into the crowd off to the right.
Incredible with 2 reflex, absolutely, yes.
Well, because the real croupier is like under the table. So.
Oh yeah, the real croupier is down there. He's tased, and you call out green 0, and then you disappear, as does the visage of the croupier. The table freaks out. The table's like, oh, they're like gasping and like, oh my gosh. Dave is still staring at the middle of the table, unfazed and unchanging expression on his face of like, and under his breath, do you have any sensory? No. You have 3 vitality, 1 skill, 1 intelligence, 1 luck. So Majolica, you would hear with your 2 sensory him whisper under his breath, "Where did it all go?" But no one else would hear that.
Oh, great. Okay.
As he looks around the table at all the people like stunned and confused, and he's just like, What happened? Where did it all go? As one of the people at the table goes, "You lost, dumbnut," and as he is like, "No, that's not what I mean. Where did it go?" As he pounds the table and the chips like explode up off the surface of the table. Whiskey Bravo. Actions or reactions in this moment?
Well, I've won, but I'm meant to do other silly things, so I'll pistol swing it round to the back and forth across the crowd. Okay, people. Wallets and watches and glasses on the table.
You're taking their glasses. No.
Making daylight robbery.
Activating daylight robbery. Oh my god, activating daylight robbery. Okay, here's what happens as daylight robbery is activated. The crowd is already hyped up that Big Dave lost. So as soon as you wave your pistol over the crowd and go, watches and whatever, watches and jewels and shit on the table. Yeah, watches and jewels and glasses on the table. As soon as you say that, it just becomes a part of their celebration to just be like, yeah, as they're like, rip slam onto the table, and like glasses are moved, shuffled to the center with the croupier stick. A couple of like actual people's like reading glasses and like pocket change, and everything is just getting piled up in a small pile next to the chips on the table. The chips that are still standing, at least, as this pile has collapsed outwards all across the table, and no one is making any attempt to hide that they are, a couple of people are just kind of like pick, like picking chips off of the pile as they see fit, but they immediately like throw them back when you activate daylight robbery, as your pistol fans over them, and they're just like, okay, never mind, it's yours, as you triumphantly look at 2 piles of wealth that you have now accrued in one fell move. Your notoriety like shoots up drastically and dramatically as people around the table start chanting, "Whiskey Bravo, Whiskey Bravo, Whiskey," and drawing the attention of casino security. You see 3 men, all significantly larger than you, turn from their stations and look at your table. They are all bald. They are all wearing casino red suits and pants. And they are all wearing dark sunglasses and earpieces. As they look at your table, you've caused a bit of a ruckus. To say the very least. Majolica, where do you reappear?
So I would like to be using the extra stealth I have acquired via my cat suit.
Of course.
I would like to have just slipped onto like the blackjack table next to this one.
Just like you are now not even around that table anymore. You are at the next table over.
I am at the next table over. I am playing blackjack. And I am winning with my 5 luck.
You notice
I did
even with your 5 luck, you notice that the person you like slide in next to, and you're like, you know, you do your little check sign to get a deal in, to get you sequestered like a couple of chips from the roulette table to come over here with, and you do your check sign to get a deal. You would hear from next to you, this is not exactly what we meant. As you look over and you see a well-dressed, well-acquainted woman, large sun hat, dark sunglasses, and a little red rose on her lapel.
Well, look, I wasn't expecting my partner to pull a gun out in the middle of a casino, but, you know, job's done, right?
He brought a gun? Like... You can tell that she has literally just been, like, laser focusing on this table, not paying attention to the thing that's been going on, as she's like, he brought a gun? What is she, insane?
I mean, I brought a gun.
What are you... As he, like, hey, please. She goes from 5 to 11 with a 6. As she looks at you and is like, do you realize what you're doing? Yes, you've taken money out of his pocket, but now you have it. You have to, like, give it up, requisition it, give it back to the house, something, I don't know. Just get them off our backs. As she points over her back, and you see one of the big guys passing behind you and headed to the roulette table. Speaking of which... Whiskey Bravo. Immediate actions and reactions. You have now noticed one of these very large bodyguard type personnel walking over in your general direction. Of course, his approach is being slowed by the crowd of people that are dancing and jumping around you, having committed a daylight robbery. So his approach is definitely halted. Not entirely, but is definitely slowed significantly by the crowd of people around you, like, cheering your name. What is it you'd like to do next?
Well, it's not perhaps the purpose of it as described here, but this robber's purse.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I shall meeny, miny, I'm gonna stuff half the chips into the pouch.
I have no problem with that at all. There is a small pile of chips that is shoveled into your robber's purse.
I'm going to sweep all the rest of the stuff into the middle of the table.
Yes.
And turning to Duppy or one of the bald men, say, "Spin it again!" Which implies 13 black, because that's where the little marker is on.
Yeah. Faking like you just lost. Oh, that's even better. He's just like, as the guy. Okay, that's gonna help a little, but you are definitely still being approached. But the guy, it does put the guy in his tracks a little, and he like tilts his head like, like that's not what he thought he was coming over here for. Majolica.
Okay, so they have earpieces. I have an earpiece.
Oh my god.
How do I haven't done this very much recently. I would like to first I'm going to hit. Uh, I'm going to take out my smart tone, and I'm going to see if I can hijack the signal from their earpieces with my earpiece.
This is a drawn out paired action. It's going to take like time to do this paired action that you were doing in this tome. So the smart tome.
Yeah. She'll put it on her thigh and be typing.
As you kind of like pull up your displays and everything, and you are okay. I understand. So yeah, you're in the process of trying to kind of parse out. Let me make sure I'm on a page that is actually going to like not be injured by me doing this, but you're just trying to parse out like as you are like trying to find the source of their signal. Is going to take you a low duration.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you can start to do it in this process. What, as a small piece of energy work, what are you kind of thinking? What is your internal, not monologue, but what is your internal process as you're searching for this signal? Something that they would be reminded of passively as they are in the middle of doing it.
They're not going to be running the new, probably old like radio signals. So she's like searching through the different wavelengths, like on a radio. Like, yeah, like the radio, like the knobs, it goes through static and onto various different radio stations.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you're hit the scan on a 2D radio, a two-way radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's just looking through those for hearing something that isn't like construction work in the next building over.
Mm-hmm. You're just trying to isolate. Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Low duration will pass shortly here. I want to hear what Whiskey Bravo is going to do next. You have shoveled some chips. In the process, opening your robber's purse, I will say, in order to fit the chips in here, you will have to pull something out of the robber's purse.
Okay.
So you will access something, a lead or a clue to a high-value asset or target in the area, and what would you like to pitch that to be? Dave is still there at the table in the middle of all of this, by the way. As in his viewpoint, Whiskey Bravo just like shoveled half of nothing into a bag. And he's just like, actually at this point, I'll say Dave has wandered away from this specific roulette table.
I think I'll probably have to pull out a couple of decks of what will turn out to be marked cards.
Very good. As you pull out the branded deck, branded with the casino that you are in, it is branded with a monogram in a little golden circle that says that looks like a monogram of TGC. What that exactly stands for, you're not entirely sure, but they are heftily marked on a corner with enough detail that you can actually see exactly which card is which. And turning over the deck, you see a post-it note kind of plastered onto the front of it that says, "Return to Vinny, table 27."
I'll leave them there. They're no concern of mine.
The cards are just left in the middle of the table. Absolutely. So.
I'm waiting for the croupier or whatever to spin the thing again. Having basically
The croupier is nowhere to be found at this moment. In fact, he's not nowhere to be found. You can see him kind of like, standing up, and you hear from under the table, "Ow!" as you hear his voice ring out from under the table. Looking down under the table, you see him in a crumpled heap, rubbing the back of his head and like his side, like the side of his body where he was tased. And you see him like, what happened? As looking back up over the table, you see Dave walking away, like not sure where. You get a little bump, boom, like a little like shoulder bump on your back. And looking over your shoulder, you see a kind of a thin man in a white suit with with what looks like a red patch of lipstick on his lapel. You get a little bump. You see him over your shoulder, and you go, and he whispers to you, "You better follow him. Make sure he actually leaves."
Mm-hmm. Well, I put all the basically all the wallets and watches and everything in the middle of the table. The casino can sort out that later, when people eventually ask for things back that they didn't intend to back.
Although a couple have been like pluck, 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 like just a couple of the nicer pickings. As you are given what appears to be an expedited path out from the crowd, from in the middle of the crowd you have gathered, and you kind of hear behind you the same voice that whispered to you. You hear behind you like, "Oh, what seems to be the problem there? Ain't nothing going on here." Trying to hold back as a little bit more of the lingering effect of daylight robbery, trying to hold back the security guy from following you. And you are now in placid pursuit of Big Dave as Majolica. Your low duration passes. The security guard and another man are standing basically right behind you, talking to each other as this guy goes, "What's the matter here? There's nothing going on down here." And the security man says, looks at him and says, "You are of no concern to us. Get out of my way." As your low duration kind of booting, you find the frequency, and with a tap of your earpiece, you are able to insert yourself directly into the local network of the earpieces of the casino. As you hear a couple of little voices just going, follow the guy in the weird mask, and follow the big spender. We want the guy in the weird mask brought back to the front office. We want the big spender to stay as long as possible. Intercept them both.
Can I just not let that go through to the three guys here?
What ability
and replace it
would
with
you
my own
best
message.
say? What ability would you best say would provide that for you, Majolica?
That is a good question.
I'll let you interview however you like, because you've incorporated the tome, and it will be a lower cost because of the tome.
I would like to incorporate the audio synthesizer from Veneer.
That would be
my headset's beeping now.
Low cooldown as well, absolutely.
Yes.
So
I'll just
Veneer audio synthesizer. You're just gonna make that not sound anything like what you just heard.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make it come through as static on their end, and I'm gonna tap the headset for myself to talk. What was Big Dave's description again? Obviously, he's a big fat guy, drunk, and what kind of shirt was he wearing?
The physical description for you guys, of course.
Yeah.
He was wearing a a suit that was way too tight for him, a white shirt with one of the buttons popped off and his belly button exposed, a tie that was no longer tied. He looked like, you know, ooh, I don't know if that reference is gonna land, so I'm not gonna use it. Just like big fat like mobs, like Texas oil tycoon mixed with New Jersey mob boss.
Okay.
Combined into
Then
one person.
Okay.
Which turns out to
Then
be
yeah,
a very
Majolica will
average-looking person.
she'll tap into the signal, cut out that previous message, and go, that big spender, white shirt, suit too tight. Higher up suspect him of cheating. Make sure to follow him. Bring him in. Don't let him play anything else tonight.
Okay, with your veneer, kind of covering your ear and earpiece in a swift motion, changing the earpiece to look like one of theirs, and tapping it. Got you covered on that one. And using your voice synthesizer, you change the message to exactly that. You see two of the big red security guys hold their finger to their ear and just be like, and you hear three voices simultaneously, understood. And you see them change course. You see them going from, like, splitting up, trying to catch Whiskey Bravo, to all of their efforts being focused on going after Big Dave. Speaking of which, Whiskey Bravo, you would see this sudden behavioral change after a small lapse of time. You're following a fair distance behind, and you see a couple of security people kind of catch up to Big Dave ahead of you. From your left, like kind of from the direction that you were just leaving from, but even further off to your side, you see them kind of catch up to him. They stop him, you stop, and you just kind of observe for a minute. You watch as they are like talking to him, and Dave is like, now Dave is loud enough that everybody would hear this. Dave goes, "No, that's bullshit! That's bullshit, I tell you. I didn't do nothing to change the fucking games. It was that weird guy." And he has gotten very loud, obviously. This is loud enough for the security to come in on him even more. They're like, he goes like, "Get your hands off me, back off." Poof, and socks one of them in the face. This immediately alerts more security in the area. To converge on Big Dave's position. Are you doing anything to interject or interfere? No is a perfectly valid answer.
Not at this time.
Sounds good. Okay. In that case, you watch him kind of like converged upon by several security guards. You see them kind of like double up on him, like one on one shoulder, one on the other shoulder, and Big Dave in the middle. And you see them, through no explanation of your own doing, pick Big Dave up off of his feet, which seems at this point like a superhuman feat given how big Big Dave is. They pick him up and they start walking towards what appears to be the front lobby. But there are a couple of different pathways within the front lobby and other things like that. You feel a presence appear behind you, Whiskey Bravo, as the same man that bumped you at the roulette table kind of comes up behind you again, looks at what's going on with him, and it goes, "No, I don't like it. They might be taking him to the office. They might be taking him somewhere where he can interfere with our counterintelligence guys. You need to make sure that he goes out that front door. You and whoever you brought with you. What was your name, by the way?"
No. I'll walk off from him.
just, just Majolica. you catch a glimpse of Whiskey Bravo walking away from this casino floor, away from the man that you noticed, and kind of away from your table. You look back down at your table. You've been kind of like psychosomatic auto playing, and you've just been hitting the table over and over again. You currently have a hand of 37 in front of you. And you feel like
would you look at that?
Well,
sorry, that's not what I was trying to do there. I'm good. I'll stay.
as the dealer turns a queen into a king, flips over the face down card and reveals a 7 for 27. All bets return to bettors. Dealer busts. So so the woman next to you kind of gives you a nudge and is like, you better make sure your friend knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I'll go make sure nothing too bad happens.
Kind of like,
and I'll just
and let you go.
I'll just pass what chips I have over to her and get up and fade into the crowd.
Absolutely. You catch back up pretty easily with Whiskey Bravo. You are of kind of equivalent mark here, both making sure. As you catch up to Whiskey Bravo, both you and Whiskey Bravo kind of walk along through the front lobby, and you see the security people still holding Big Dave. And Dave is basically consigned to his fate at this point. He is not struggling anymore. As they reach kind of a crossroads of the entrance lobby, and this place is gorgeous. Like, you thought the floor was nice. The front lobby is decorated to the tens. Like, there are gilded columns everywhere. These big Roman stone columns, floor to ceiling, like 40, 50-foot high ceilings, mosaic artwork on the ceiling, like the Sistine fucking Chapel of Gambling. And you see in big, bold, filigreed letters across the front window, or where would be the front window, because casinos don't have windows, a predatory practice. You see the words the gilded chairs.
Okay. Does it look like they're taking Dave out the front door?
At the crossroads in the front. Yes.
As Majolica catches up with me,
yes.
I say, could you make me look like a senior one of them?
Security guy?
Yeah.
Have I seen any like notable difference on the security guards of like a higher rank? Have I seen anyone on the floor that be like someone in charge?
1 intelligence, 2 sensory. Nope. Just the guys that you've seen so far. Big red suit, red pants, bald, earpiece, glasses. Nothing deteriorating. Nothing determining a higher or lower rank among them. Just they're all in uniform.
Okay. Well, I can make you look like one of them at the very least, and I'll put my hand up, put my hand on his back, and just veneer him.
The low cooldown would have absolutely passed by this point with enough of the whatever going on, and you fully encapsulate Whiskey Bravo into the visage of a large, broad, red security guy.
I will also at this point hand him the other copy of my earpiece.
Thank you.
Should have done that before.
You now have basic communication with each other when separated. As you veneer into the security guy, You have 1 intelligence. Something on their uniform must differentiate them. What would you like to give this veneer to differentiate him from the other guards?
I imagine it's like a patch, like would be right where like their breast pocket would be, like a pin or something. So I'll do like a military, like a 3 stripes.
Astute guess. As a colonel's patch emblazons itself across his front right chest patch.
Yeah. Oh, okay, there you go.
Floor's yours. You look like a security guy with a colonel's patch, or a corporal's, or a whatever's patch. I don't fucking know. You look like a security guy with a patch. What would you like to do now?
3 stripes like that suggests a sergeant, but that's
Sergeant,
good enough.
Thank you. That would actually work. Security, police, sergeant, etc. So yeah.
Well, I'll catch up with the security guards carrying Big Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, well done.
They all turn and look at you. And upon seeing you and hearing well done, upon seeing you, they look at you and they're like, they pause for a moment and they're like, thank you, Sergeant. All acknowledging your presence and addressing you as such.
Big Dave has been working with the casino to flush out some other cheats we suspect might be around here. I think right now the best course of action would be that you get him off site. So you can either escort him into a limousine and send him off to his hotel, or if you don't wanna, well, you don't wanna. So put him in the limousine and take the night off, or don't come in tomorrow. That's your money or your life.
That's fucking brilliant. Oh my god. Holy shit. So you tell them to either escort Dave to a limousine and send him on his way to his hotel, or don't come into work tomorrow. They will very clearly... Okay, so this is very believable that these are the only 2 options being presented to them with your veneer, with their everything, with what's going on with them. More likely to pursue one of the given options, clouding minds, creative solutions, or even their own ability. They all look at you and they're like, their eyes go wide during your explanation of like, oh, he's been working to suss out other cheats, and you offer up the decision to them, and they're like, they look at each other. They look back at you, and they're like, we'll call Mr. Dave a car. Thank you, Sergeant, for the
these poor guys are going to get fired.
Thank you, Sergeant, for the pertinent information. As they all turn from heading through a set of double doors against one wall to face the giant glass sliding doors exiting out of the casino. They start to make their way in that direction, having accepted your ultimatum. Majolica, you are astonished.
Hey, that fucking worked.
They were like, holy shit, that worked. As you watch as Dave is escorted off the premises, and as soon as he passes through the double front doors, both of you feel your Enclave badges begin to ping.
All right.
Just double check that I'm not missing Yeah, absolutely. As soon as he is led out the front doors, both of you feel your badges begin to ping. So, Whiskey Bravo and Majolica, any final actions from either of you, broad strokes or otherwise, that you would take before pinging out of the mission?
As Majolica usually does, she's gonna walk out the front doors to where there's like the big sign on the front of the building.
Yeah.
And she's going to take out a small like piece of like it looks like cellophane from her hat, throw it up over the sign, and it's going to the biggest phantasm she can with just her symbol of like the cheeky like emoji witch hat.
Oh my god, I love it. Calling card.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
And then she'll ping out.
And Whiskey Bravo.
I shall
As
Go
soon
back into
as
the fist-
Majolica pings out, your veneer fades, by the way. Your like your exterior paint of a security man like washes off of you like water as you are standing in the midst of the gilded chairs. Final actions.
that suits me well enough because the security guard who seen me gone the other way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk back to the casino. I shall raise my gun, fire it into the air. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. You have just been Whiskey Bravoed. And I shall ping out with everyone looking at me.
Everyone ducks for cover underneath a table behind a machine. Like, a small panic ensues, leaving the heisters a big distraction on their hands. And with that, we will call that a mission. Wow. That was phenomenal. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys probably could not have taken a seat of your pants mission and finished it any better than you just did. That was remarkable. Any questions, comments, concerns about the plot of the mission or any calls made on it that you may have for me? I would be willing to answer.
Nope.
What was Big Dave doing? I'm sorry, you go first. Let me get you off.
No, I'm quite happy with it, really. You
Okay.
asking what's Big Dave's reaction on all of this?
What was it?
Oh, I'll give you a little epilogue for Big Dave, sure. Big Dave is brought out of the casino doors by the security guards. A limousine, like, pulls up as the security guards go, Mr. Dave, you are being cut off for the night from the gilded chairs. You are free to come back tomorrow. And once you are in a better state of mind, once you are more composed, once you have composed yourself, you have yourself a wonderful rest of your night. As the security guards walk back inside and Dave is just standing outside of the casino in awe and just like, what the fuck just happened? And he like walks into the limousine and leaves.
Do the security guards see the gigantic fucking witch hat on the top of the casino?
No, they went back inside before you did that. So
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
To answer your question, what was Big Dave doing? Big Dave had ingested so much alcohol and narcotic that his internal magics were syncing up with his emotions. And when he was getting ready to win more money, he would dilate time around his table, put the ball in the spot where he wins, the time would stop dilating, and he would just be like, yeah! Like, calling out, winning streak, etc., etc., etc. Uh, so yeah, that's what he was doing. He was manipulating the system, but through an own internal magic source far beyond capabilities of anything, which leads rather nicely, I might add, into our focus word implementation. I'm all in. You have 2 guesses, and the first one doesn't count. You are at a casino. You have chips around you. You are trying to stop a big spender from spending. He goes all in upon that. Up on his downers was a little more interesting. Looking up, uppers versus downers. Downers are depressants. They are drugs that, depress activity within certain systems in your body. And, among them were alcohol and heroin. 2 things that would be in plenty abundance for a high roller at a casino. So he was not only on his downers, but because of them, he was up. His magic intuition was higher because of it, and he was able to dilate the time to fix the table in his favor, quite literally by stopping time and making himself win without anyone noticing. Up on his downers. I loved that focus word. One of my favorite focus words I've ever gotten. And this paired together so well for a brief character review and Highwayman review, which means I'll get to you second. Majolica. Every ability creatively used and even functionally worked around with other energy work and other gear pieces. Oh man, I love Majolica. That was a really fun series of plays on her part. Taking the place of the croupier, being able to resist the effect of Dave's magic was going to be a very obvious thing for you, but being in the position of the croupier was even stronger in that position. Very well played, very well done. And I loved tapping into the wire frequency of the earpiece with a veneer and the smart tome. That was really fun. But what money is fucking perfect. Oh my god, I couldn't have even imagined that would be how you would approach that as soon as you found out what Dave was doing. Just what money? His money is gone. All of the money that he has been earning and spending is just gone.
I love saving viewpoint for funny moments like that. I don't typically use it to actually look through people's eyes. I use it a lot for just fucking with people.
Oh, it's brilliant. I loved that. I love that so much. And you briefly got to see what he saw because of the ability of the viewpoint, itself. You have to enter into someone's sight in order to blank something from it. But still, what money is perfect. I loved that. And Whiskey Bravo. For having made a Highwayman directly on the spot with no intentions or details, Whiskey Bravo made a name for himself by the end of the mission. Clever pun. He quite literally did not have a name coming onto this, and yet despite all of that, you found a way not only to use every ability, but every gear piece that you had available to you. The tricorn did come in handy when you were talking to Dave. And it was just, simply a matter of, you talked to him enough that you made him in combination with the stand and deliver, with the antique pistol. The antique pistol definitely, coming in as a very strong intimidation tool as it's designed to be. And that's not just the bias of me saying that I made this class and saying, yes, that was a very good way to use it. That was, even better of a way to use it than I would have thought for, using it for its obvious purpose, but still, well done regardless. I love your money or your life in a veneer at the end to get Dave out the front door. Even more than anything, though. Just can you make me look like one of them? I have an idea. And I was like, oh no. Oh, what is he gonna? I already knew. I had a feeling I already knew exactly what was gonna happen, and playing it out exactly that way. Guy, you took to this class like a fish to water. That was really fun to watch you pull that off. Um, and yeah, Whiskey Bravo's really fun.
Oh, that was great.
As for the rest of you, thank you so much for watching our Enclave actual play. Uh, I've been Dippy. You can find me in a lot of other places as Dippy the DM and on the Enclave server, ready to play games and host games for you all the time. Yeah, most other places I'm just Dippy the DM. And if either one of my players has something they'd like to, shout at or point to, they obviously will let them hear.
I mean, if you don't mind me plugging my own channel.
No, not at all. I'm sure
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind at all.
Yeah, so here I am AfroWalrus, but I do have a YouTube channel, Game Master's Guide. We do TTRPG stuff. We've worked with Robbie on a video or two, and I do plan on doing more. It's just making stuff for a new system's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you like tabletop stuff or D&D, this isn't a D&D thing here, but that's what we do mostly. Go check that out. And thank you to Dippy for letting me do that.
Of course, of course. Guy, anything else to say before we wrap up?
Not really. That was a fun game. Yes, I was flying seat of the pants gaming there. Thank you for the game, at least.
You're very welcome.
This is a great game.
Yeah, and I appreciated you all. Appreciated you both quite equally in the playing of it. You were wonderful players as always. So, thank you so much for watching. I've been Dippy. These have been my players, and until next time, we'll see you later. Play more Enclave.